Hello and welcome to Talk from Superheroes. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Ivamy.
And I'm Diana McCullum.
And you're listening to Talk from Superheroes, where every week we discuss a piece of superhero television or film. And this week on the podcast, we are talking about Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes! He's finally here!
Snake Eyes came out. It's the boy with the snakes for the eyes. Or is he?
Oh.
Mystery question mark?
We can't say. It's still the spoiler-free section.
That's right.
We won't let you know. But yeah, we did the build-up 2 months ago?
A month and a half, 2 months ago, a little while ago, because everything new was kind of coming out on top of one another once all movies decided that they were back, baby. Mm-hmm. So we did the previous G.I. Joes like a month and a half, 2 months ago now.
Yeah, we did the first one on the regular. We did the second one on the Patreon.
Oh, that's right. That was a Patreon exclusive.
So that was a Patreon
for the second
exclusive if you wanted a little more Snake Eyes action from us.
Yeah. The second one was a bit more of a banger as well.
Second one actually was, it had The Rock.
It has The Rock in it. Yeah. And Adrian Palicki.
Double down.
The Rock, that's
and a little bit of Tatum.
That's true. Just a touch of Tatum. Just a dash. Just a little dash of Tatum. But we did those previously. We are now going to be doing Snake Eyes, which is at this point, maybe by the time this episode comes out, maybe still in theaters, but transitioning to home release.
Yes, this is one of the ones that didn't come out for streaming immediately. It was 45 days later, so it kind of got stuck in some limbo for us because our theaters weren't open, but it wasn't streaming yet, so we can finally see it. We can finally talk about Snake Eyes.
Right. We saw it, but it is still pretty new. A couple weeks old at this point, but still pretty new. So we're going to give you a spoiler-free review, as we always do whenever it's a new property. So we're going to give you a brief spoiler-free review in case you're on the fence about seeing it, uncertain, or just want a taste of the episode. Then, once you hear the theme music, that's when we're going to get into the spoiler-filled section. So be on the lookout at that point. But before we get into anything, we want to thank our wonderful sponsor of today's episode. We want to thank our friends over at tpublic.com.
tpublic.com.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a favorite t-shirt.
Yes.
Or a favorite hoodie.
Sure.
Or a sticker.
You can get non-clothing. Don't let the name fool
you. Yeah, do not let the name fool you. They have so much stuff at tpublic.com. It's not everything's in a name. The name would be too long if they included all the stuff you can get on tpublic.com.
Yeah. T-long sleeve, hoodie, sticker, laptop case, cell phone case, pillowcases, wall art.com.
.com.
Too much.
We can't type that.
Too
This is why
much.
We would need a bit.ly
Yes.
link.
And they already shortened it up for us, so we're fine.
So we're good. It's
tpublic.com, teepublic.com. And they've got fantastic shirts and other products, as we just mentioned, with incredible designs. All the designs are submitted by independent artists who are getting commission for their work. So whenever you buy a shirt through our store link, you support the independent artist who designed it. You also directly support this podcast as well. And because it's designed by an independent artist, it also means that you're going to get something cool and unique to your interests. Like the one that I am liking this week is a shirt simply called Miss Minutes, and it is some fun merch based on the design of Miss Minutes from the Loki show, who is just a breakout animated character, if you ask me. Love some Miss Minutes, love the art style, just love everything about it. It's Miss Minutes for all time, always, and it's just like the fun clock doing the little like hello, like, and it's a delight. It's charming.
A delight. It's got that strong Tara Strong energy.
It does. You can hear Tara Strong's voice.
The voice of Tara Strong
does
the voice. It's a very good one. Mine is called G.I. Bucky, and it's because I love my Bucky shirts. It is Bucky in the G.I. format, so it says Bucky with the little star in his name, a real Winter Soldier, because they're G.I. Joes, and he looks great. He's got like the G.I. Joe like flames behind him. It's just what Bucky would look like as a G.I. Joe. And it makes me happy.
And it looks good because he's cool.
He's cool no matter what. He's
cool.
Even cooler as a G.I. Joe.
He is cool. So you can see either of those designs that we just mentioned and confirm with us that Bucky is cool.
Please let me know. I love the validation.
The validation is great. So you can check out either of those designs. That's available in our storefront over at tpublic.fromsuperheroes.com. That is teepublic.fromsuperheroes.com. When you shop through that store link, you'll see ones that we just mentioned on previous episodes, ones we've never even brought up, but we either own ourselves or think are cool. Or even if you just search around and check the whole site, no matter what you do when you shop through that store link, you'll support the artist and you'll support this podcast over at tpublic.fromsuperheroes.com. And thank you, TeePublic, for your support.
Thank you, TeePublic.
And now for a quick spoiler-free review of Snake Eyes. Diana, did you like it?
I did like it. I thought it was consistently good. And this is like a thing I think I don't see very often where there aren't really any points that I thought were great, but there were no points that I thought were bad. This was the most consistently good movie I've ever seen. I'm like, it's good, it's good, it's good, and it kind of never goes higher than that, and it never really dips down. It's a very like I can't stop using the word consistent. I'm like, for 2 hours straight, I was equally entertained as the moment I sat down and the moment I got up. So yeah, I had a good time. The action is good. The relationships are pretty fun. I had a good time with all the tests and stuff and what was going on. A couple little twists. So yeah, I had a lovely time. A straight line of fun. Andrew, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I think it was pretty good. Definitely not a love. Like not a high like. It was pretty good. I do have one big disagreement from you, which is that I would say that this movie started out like good. And I was like, I really like this movie. Like, the reviews for this haven't been particularly good.
The IMDb was much lower than I expected.
And the general reviews, it's Rotten Tomatoes, it hasn't gotten a great response. But watching it, I was like, this movie's pretty good. And I stayed at like, wow, I don't know what everyone's talking about for about an hour. And then I thought it was in the last 5 minutes. And I looked at my watch and realized we were only halfway done. And I think that like from that point on, it started losing a lot of goodwill for me. That the first hour was fun, but I guess moved very slowly because I thought we were at the end of the movie and it wasn't even halfway done. And then also I think like after that, a lot of the plot points got a little less consistent. I would say not consistent. So I think it's okay. I think it's good to like find a good. I had an all right time watching it, but it did start losing me the longer that it went on.
I can see that. I was actually really surprised personally. I was surprised when I checked that it was like 2 hours 5 because I thought it flew by.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it crawled.
I thought it was only an hour 40 maybe. And when I checked online, I'm like, this was 2 hours, huh?
Honestly, at the like hour 4 minute mark, if the credits just rolled, I would have been like, that was a fine movie. Like I wouldn't have even noticed it was short and it would have been a higher ranking for me actually.
Okay. There were things that I thought were gone for too long.
Right.
Like the character of Tommy disappears for a lot of the second half, and I missed him, but I didn't think the movie was too long.
Okay.
But I did think to myself, where's Tommy been?
Right.
For
Okay.
the second half of this movie. Every time I say Tommy, I feel like I'm talking about a Power Ranger character. There aren't a lot of Tommies out there.
Yeah, I think that you're talking about Arrow.
Oh, Arrow.
Yeah,
we did love Tommy on Arrow.
But okay, I can feel you there. I can feel you there.
But I can feel you of like, I definitely can see how this may be dragged. I definitely was like, wow, we still haven't gotten to that third test, huh? Like,
yeah, a few too many plot points, a few too many delays going on, and
they were taking their time on some stuff.
Yeah, it loses a bit of its goodwill from me in the second half of the movie. But for the most part, I still had a fun time. I think the action is, not necessarily remarkable, but like good and fun and well executed. And there's some moments of like sincere kind of charm well done in this movie. So I liked it.
Oh, I think we're both at a like, and we're just like, I was more consistently liked, and you were like, just dropping off a little maybe.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our spoiler-free review. Can it be spoiled?
There's actually a few little things that can be spoiled, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I think there's one or two bananas things that can be spoiled.
Okay, yes, there's some bananas things, and then there's like one character thing that actually did genuinely surprise me.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying there. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it can be spoiled, and I think it's a watch. It's a fun G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, I think it's a watch enough, but also I think even though it does have a few twists and turns that can be spoiled, if I had a heads up of those going in, I don't think it would necessarily hurt my enjoyment of it. I would just be like, oh, okay, those things are coming.
Actually, it might have increased my enjoyment now that I think about it, which I will explain in the spoiler-filled section.
I also
you know what I
agree.
mean? Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
okay.
that I think if it was spoiled for me, I would be like, oh, okay, I can get on board with this a little bit
Now I'm
easier.
not confused about this first part.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we'll talk about that in the spoiler section.
I absolutely agree that this movie can be spoiled, but I might have enjoyed it better if the trailers did a better job of spoiling it for me.
Okay, so maybe if you're thinking about watching it, keep listening?
Yeah, maybe. That's a weird thing to say, but I think that might be the case in
No,
this
I
one.
100% agree with you. Yeah.
All right, well, that's enough for the spoiler-free section. Let's get into the spoiler-filled section. Let's talk all about Snake Eyes. right. We have seen Snake Eyes. We generally liked it, it seemed. It was a fun movie.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. It was just charming enough. There were just enough like relationships developed. Yeah, it was never great.
Yeah.
But at no point was I like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I think it had all of the bones that it could have been elevated to great, but there were just like a couple of X factors missing from this movie, I think.
I absolutely agree that there are moments of almost greatness. Like as soon as, I don't have my IMDb open because I'm a fool. As Sino's Hardmaster, Iko Yue from the Raid movies showed up, I was like, oh, this movie's about to kick it up a notch fights-wise.
Here we go.
And then he never really has a great fight. And I'm like, the guy from the Raid's here. Like, he has fine fights.
Yeah.
But he never has, like, an amazing fight. And there's a couple fights like that I'm like, you've got the drama of it down. It's raining. You're on a rooftop. Like, you've set up an epic fight's about to happen. And then it's fine. And it's kind of cool. But at no point was I like, wow.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really like the look and style of this movie. Like, there's a lot of it that is just like, it looks really cool and slick for the most part. A little overuse of shaky cam to hide some stuff. And thankfully, that is actually, I know I mentioned in the spoiler-free review that this movie kind of like loses a bit of my attention span and faith as the movie goes on. But one thing that actually did improve as the movie goes on is the first several action scenes or couple action scenes are heavy shaky cam, like bad Bourne Identity, like I don't know whose fist is doing what. This is all kind of mush in the first couple of fight sequences. And then as the movie goes on, it becomes steadier and wider and you see more and there's actually a lot more going on and it's a little bit more visible. So I like that they kind of calmed down on the shaky cam as the movie progressed.
Now, I'll agree, but I'm not sure if they did calm down on shaky cam. What they did do later in the movie, it was very much easier to differentiate who was fighting. Because the first few fight scenes are like Snake and Tommy fighting a bunch of guys, and they're in street clothes, and all the guys are in street clothes, and they don't particularly stand out.
Right.
But then later we got Tommy in his all-white outfit, of course.
Maybe.
We have one female who's easy to spot. You're the only girl here.
Right.
And then we get the Baroness eventually also easy to spot. Like, I think it's easier to see who's fighting later. But
Right.
maybe there is a little less shaky cam. But the different costuming later really helps.
For sure. I think in those first couple, there were moments where I was getting like legit nauseous of shaky cam.
Never mind.
And then later it did cool down a little bit. I agree with you. It does go hand in hand with everything did become clearer later on. Because those first few fight scenes, or like the one in the warehouse specifically, you're right. It's two guys that we literally met seconds ago in street clothes that are very similar to everyone else's street clothes in a dimly lit warehouse. So it is just a bunch of people in shirts under a jacket, all just kind of swinging wildly at one another, and it was hard to differentiate.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to follow who was winning. I'm like, I assume we're winning, but I can't really tell for sure in this first fight in the warehouse.
Yeah, but it was still fun. I would say that like when the movie started, I was of this attitude of like, this is good. I'm having a really good time, and there's like some nitpicky stuff that I could kind of poke at. Like there was some really good looking shots in that warehouse, but it was just adding to the shaky cam. It was over edited and it chopped around too much. Like there was this really nice shot of like the garage doors open and like all of the Yakuza flooding in with it all silhouetted with this light behind them and screaming. And it just kept cutting back to the reactions of the characters in this ultra close up. And I get you want to show a reaction, but it should be like this beautiful, like perfectly framed, this center backlit. It looks gorgeous. It is a painting. And it's just like, painting, reaction, painting, painting, reaction, painting. Just show me the cool thing of all of the Yakuza guys barreling down on this person. It was way over edited and over stylized to the point that there was one point where they were running straight down a hallway as they were running away from everyone. And it cut to a camera that was only slightly closer to them from the same angle. And it was a bunch of edits, but we never changed angle or moved forward in time. So why couldn't we have just seen one take of them running? It wasn't even a stunt. It was just two guys running in a straight line. And there were like 5 edits. And that was a point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting like a little cross-eyed nauseous. I think they're trying to make this seem really peppy and fast. but there's some really cool stuff here if they just slowed the fuck down for a minute.
Yeah, I really hate an over-edited fight scene where you're like, I think these guys worked on some really cool choreography and you never did a wide, or you wouldn't stay on a wide. You edited away too much.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was never really sure, like, what cool moves are you even doing to defeat 15 guys in 5 seconds? Like, I just feel like you jumped at them and then they were gone a few times in those shaky cam ones.
I fully agree. And sometimes that is just like the realistic production aspect of filming a fight scene, where it's not every fight scene do they have the same amount of time to prepare and prep, and over editing and more cuts helps them edit together what might not have been a 4-week long meticulous choreography of prepping it. So, not every fight scene is the same level of preparation and the same level of choreography, so it does get a bit over-edited to hide any kind of sloppiness. But then there are moments where there are 4 edits in them running in a straight line with no one attacking them, and it's moments like that where I get a red flag to be like, okay, this wasn't things went wrong on set, we ran out of time, we needed to change things, we're hiding. This is some executive was like, pep it up, make it faster, we gotta pep this, cut. And then that's when I'm like, okay, someone made a terrible decision here. This was not
some executive
logistics.
Ran into the editing room with an actual knife and was like, I gotcha. And they're like, it's digital. He's like, nah, but we're gonna
actually
chop.
cutting editors.
And then you've got a man with a knife
That's an
in
insane
the room.
person. Yeah.
So you got to just do what he says.
Yeah.
And also he's got the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So double down. Now, I will say, though, the movie peaks in this scene. It peaks way too early because the 100 swords in the truck.
Sword truck, yeah.
Was one of the funniest, greatest scenes I've ever seen.
We were laughing out loud. It was delightful.
I really wanted the rest of the movie to have this kind of fun element to it, and it never happens again. Like, nothing even close to this happens again, but this happened, and it was great. Like, there are literally 100 swords in the car. They can't move because they've, like, kind of just dodged their way into being stuck in one position where all the swords are covering them in the outline.
It's like a magician's assistant scrunched up in the box that you cut in half. Like, they're all wedged between a bunch of swords.
This is exactly what magicians want you to think is happening in that box when they're killing their assistant. So it's just guys, like, they're just avoiding all these swords. And then, like, when they just open the door and all the swords suddenly are gone, but there's still swords in the way, and the pullback, like, view of the truck full of 100 swords, this was a phenomenal action piece.
Really funny, really charming, and it felt very... it felt very, like, charming and playful and old Jackie Chan and Hong Kong cinema.
Yeah.
Just this, like, we're going to add props and we're going to go over the top and it's going to be ridiculous and fun.
It's a buddy cop movie right now because these two just met and they don't know each other's style and they're going through hijinks.
This felt like the promise of the movie that I wanted. This whole opening sequence. Like, the moment when Tommy's hands are tied behind his back and he does that huge jump up, moving his hands underneath his own feet while Snake Eyes slides under and cuts the rope that's tying his hands together into an action scene. I'm like, oh, Street Boy Prep Boy? Street Boy Prep Boy is the promise of the movie that I wanted. That was a really fun, the jump cut scene was great. Knife Truck was phenomenally, like, fun and playful. And it was great, like, seeing this contrast in fighting styles between the two of them. I really liked this whole section.
Yeah, because Snake is just kind of, like, brutal but good. And then Tommy, I actually think Tommy's cooler than Snake. Like, he's got these double swords and he goes into low crouches. Like, you can tell he's been clearly trained heavily. So, yeah, their two styles are very different, but they're both very talented. They had an incredible rapport. Honestly, I will say, like you said, maybe the second half does fall off a bit. I think just because Snake and Tommy stop interacting.
Right.
And the security guard, Akihiko, kind of takes Tommy's place.
Yeah.
And I think this movie needed to keep Snake and Tommy together more often.
Oh, absolutely. And that's I mean, that's the fucking premise of the movie. Like, it is Snake Eyes is the movie. And even though Snake Eyes remains prevalent throughout, but, like, it's Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Like, those are the two G.I. Joe characters. They're the ones that, like, not that we're huge G.I. Joe fans, but it's like, that's it. Those are the two guys. Those are the dudes. Yeah. And then you stop making it about the buddy comedy brother movie with the dudes, and it's just like, okay, Akiko is fine, but
Akiko is fine, but her turn was too fast into trusting him, and then Tommy's was so well done, though, of, like, the trust to the betrayal.
Yeah.
Because he was genuinely betrayed. Like, I love this relationship they've built between Tommy and Snake Eyes. It makes so much sense.
I fully buy it from beginning to end. Like, by the end of the movie, I'm like, this is a rich tapestry you've created for these two. I understand why they are brothers, why they're mad, why they've flip-flopped sides. Like, everything feels motivated and perfectly tracks. I don't have a criticism for the motivations of either of these characters, which is so hard to say for a ridiculous, over-the-top samurai spy G.I. Joe movie that has magic in it, which we'll get to later. But, like, for me to be like, yeah, the character motivations are flawless beginning to end is a wild thing to say.
Yeah, to say I am fully in on the rivalry between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and I'm not even, and honestly, I might be on more a Storm Shadow's side in this one because he was legit betrayed really bad.
Right.
I think my only criticism of it is not through their rivalry and why they're mad at each other, or that's why Storm Shadow's mad. Snake Eyes isn't really mad about anything. I don't think they did enough to make me believe Storm Shadow would join Cobra. I totally believed he would leave the clan and that he was very, very mad at Snake Eyes, rightfully so. But he really was a good man. And to me, if you're mad at your friends, you don't go, I'm going to become a terrorist. Murderer. Like, he knows Cobra is very, very evil. He's actively fighting against them. He wasn't betrayed by his clan. He was only betrayed by Snake Eyes. So him joining Cobra, I didn't feel had really...
I think he feels betrayed by his clan. Like, I feel like he knows that he broke a rule, but I still feel like he feels like he should be granted leniency, and that it was a soft rule that he broke, and everything should be fine, and they should be more mad at the active traitor that he made a passive mistake and one person made a active,
long-term
premeditated, treasonous mistake.
Yeah,
and they got forgiven and he didn't. So I think he's mad at the organization as well, but I do agree with you, not enough to join the international cabal of terrorists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely not enough. But yeah, you're right about how he kind of did deserve more leniency. He never wanted the stone. He didn't try to break it out. He didn't want to use it. It was just a fleeting moment of, get that guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Get that guy. Sometimes you got to get a guy.
Sometimes you got to get a guy. He didn't even get the guy.
That was kind of weird. Like, you lost your head of the thing, and you still don't even get the guy.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes had to get the guy.
All right, so let's kind of delve into. So I kind of want to pick at one of the things that you or elaborate on one of the things that you were just saying, that it doesn't really feel motivated. That at the end of the movie, Tommy / Storm Shadow, as we get the character name reveal in the post-credit scene.
I'm such a loser. I didn't even realize that was Storm Shadow till he put the white suit on.
Oh,
I didn't really think about who Snake Eyes was.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
If I thought about it for even a second.
Yeah, you'd be like, clearly.
Well, of course. Obviously.
The guy who's his brother.
With 2 swords, and he trusts him. And he's betraying him. Oh, wow. Yeah. I am a real dumb movie viewer. Anyway.
You're not deep into the G.I. Joe lore.
I watched the first 2 last month.
All right, you know what? Fair. You should have seen it coming. You know what?
Last month, I watched it and also was like, oh, man, the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow relationship, and that one's pretty good, too.
I was trying to go soft on you, but I actually love and respect that you threw yourself under the bus there to be like, no, I should know better.
I'll sacrifice play myself.
Yeah, that's fair. You did it.
The bus is on me, but I'm okay.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the movie, Storm Shadow joins Cobra in the post-credit scene to be like, I got to get back at this guy I'm mad at, so I'm going to join the international cabal of terrorists.
As you do.
As you do. I feel like that could have been a fine scene of him being like, I'm joining this group called Cobra to get back at a guy I'm mad at. If he didn't know what Cobra was, the fact that throughout this movie, him and his organization, I forget the name of the clan or whatever, but him and the clan were just like, we know who Cobra is. They are an international cabal of terrorists. They kill people by the millions. They are developing weapons, bioweapons, chemicals, nukes. You cannot trust these people. They are ruthless, scum of the earth people.
Yeah, we work with the G.I. Joes to fight against them. We are allies of the Joes who fight the Cobras.
Yeah.
Very clearly stated.
Yeah, we have, we're vague allies of the Joes. Like, we collaborate every now and then. So he knew them. So it doesn't really make sense that he would join up with them. If he didn't know them, it would make more sense to be like he's getting in over his head and allying himself with like some bad people to get what he wants. He essentially would be doing exactly what Snake Eyes did, and it would actually be kind of a very nice, we're ending the story with this character in the same position as our first character, like a complete reversal. But he knows the bed that he's getting into in this scenario, so it doesn't quite feel like it's that nice bookend closed loop.
Yeah, it doesn't. And it feels so easy to make it not that, because his rivalry is with Kenta, who was part of his clan and is not part of Cobra at the time.
Right.
Like, he's kind of working with Cobra, but he's not a Cobra.
Similar to their alliance with the Joes.
Yeah, they're not Joes.
The other one's alliance with Cobra is kind of similar. Like, they're unrelated. They're part-timers. They help out every now and then. They're
affiliated.
They're freelance
in some way.
contractors.
Yeah, something like that. They, you pat my bag, I pat yours. But he's not a member of Cobra. So if he was just mad at Kenta as he is, and Baroness is just with Kenta all the time, and like, he never really knows what she is or what's going on. It'd be such an easy sell of her just being at the end like, I can get you a new army so you can get your clan back.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Non-terrorist, right? And she'd be like, of course not.
Yeah, and she's literally offering the same promise that Snake Eye then would
Which is such a nice circle.
It would have been a nice circle.
Loop that around, baby. Get those sweet bookmarks in.
But I think that this is the two big things of why this movie starts kind of like losing a bit of my goodwill midway through the movie. And it kind of downgrades from like that first hour of me being like, this is a good movie, to like, I like this. Like, this is fine. I'm having a fine time. The two big downgrades are really getting in G.I. Joe and Cobra kind of out of nowhere. That throughout the first half of this movie, and even buying the ticket to this movie, I was really on board for like, yeah, I'm just going to see a story of like two brothers who turn against one another. And this is the tale of like two clans and the betrayal of the two of them. I don't need some international mystery plot line. And it doesn't seem like we're going to have it. It's a very personal story. And I like that. And that was when I think this movie worked its best, which was a personal story. And then it became this big, grander thing halfway through by really forcing in G.I. Joe and Cobra, and then going in way too hard, way too big, way too fast. Like when they call Scarlet the first G.I. Joe, and they're like, we work with this group called the Joes sometimes. Check out Scarlet. And I'm like, okay, like a little cameo, like a little like tester. We're going to do a little something. They're like, all right, so there's Scarlet. Anyway, Scarlet's part of the Joes. The Joes are now very important. The Joes are coming in. Scarlet's coming to Japan. Also, Cobra actually runs that other organization we don't like. Here's the Cobra logo. The Cobra logo is everywhere. Forget about that other fucking clan. It's Cobra now. Also, the villain isn't the villain. Baroness. Have you met Baron? So it's like, okay, now you've just completely given up confidence on being the movie that you were.
Yeah,
and you're being a totally different movie now.
They dumped a second movie in the second half. Like
Yeah.
the first half is a Snake Eyes movie, and the second half is a G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
Which is not really what you do in these ones. Like, not that it's a good movie, but X-Men Origins Wolverine doesn't end with him joining the X-Men. There are a few X-Men there because it's like it's a movie full of mutants, but it's the actual origin of Wolverine. If this is the origin of Snake Eyes, he really shouldn't be in the Joes at the end. He should.
Well, so that's the flip. That was X-Men Origins : Wolverine. This is Snake Eyes : G.I. Joe Origins.
So Snake Eyes should be the main, and G.I. Joe should be the little.
I think that's entirely possible. Yeah.
That's a great point. They did flip it around. Snake Eyes is the main character of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be way more Snake Eyes centered. Because Snake Eyes isn't even in the room during those scenes, I don't think. Oh no, he does see her on the phone doing her fight scene.
He sees her on the phone doing her fight scene as she is on a different set in a different room in a different place doing a different thing. And the woman who plays Scarlet, I forget the actress's name. I could look it up.
Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving, thank you. Terrific job. I think she's great. I've seen her in other things. She's phenomenal, good at action and at comedy and being charming. Like a lot of great things in that casting. Huge fan. And the costume looked good too. I was on board for all of that.
I liked that a lot.
I went to Baroness. they can't figure out how to make Baroness work on camera.
Why does Baroness always suck?
Miserable.
That is one of my huge.
Fucking
I wrote it in
miserable.
huge letters. Baroness always sucks, and there's only been 2, but that's still statistically 100% of the Baronesses. The Baroni have been no good.
If a costume designer ever figures out how to make Baroness work, like, send them to space. Like, they are our new king or queen. Like, that is royalty if a costume designer can crack the code, the Da Vinci Code of, like, how the fuck to make Baroness work on screen. Because it doesn't.
I mean,
at
head to toe.
all.
Like, the costume doesn't work, the hair doesn't work, the performance doesn't work on either of the ladies who have played Baroness.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is so weird in a movie where I'm like, they did everything else absolutely perfectly adequate.
Yeah.
Except Baroness.
Yeah.
I thought she was terrible. I didn't watch the G.I. Joe show. Like, did she suck? Are they nailing it? Does Baroness suck in other mediums?
Well,
and they're like doing it on purpose?
I don't think that's the intent. I could see what you're saying. I think she's just a character that only works when drawn. Because I will also say this, and I mean no disrespect to the cosplayers out there who have cosplayed as Baroness as well. But we have, when we've covered different movies in the past, we have seen some bad movie costumes. Mm-hmm. Ones where we have said that we've seen cosplayers do better.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I've never seen a cosplayer do better as well.
There's no good Baroness.
There is no way that a human with flesh can wear that costume and outfit and not look like a cartoon weird person that doesn't exist in reality.
Which is so weird because it's not that outlandish a look. It's just glasses and heels. Like, that's not crazy. Like, we have, no, that's not a good example. He looked bad. I was going to say Apocalypse. No, he looked terrible.
Yeah, Apocalypse looked bad.
But, like, Captain America is a very silly outfit.
Yeah.
And they made Cap look good. Like, there are such silly outfits out there. Thor, very, very silly. He looks good all the time. But Baroness, no, it doesn't work.
And there's just weird insistencies that they make with this costume to be like, and I understand being true to the source material or whatever, but you've got to adapt slightly because certain things just don't work on camera. Whether it's like, and superhero movies do it all the time, whether it's like changing the color of Drax's skin because it's like we've already got a green character and also the camera doesn't read it properly. Like, there's some things a camera does not read as well as a page or a drawn thing reads, and one of which is jet black hair. You cannot. There is no human being with jet black hair that long. It does not exist with that terrible haircut and that like, there are plenty of women with black hair, whether it's natural or dyed. But I mean, like, the night. A color of black that only exists in space is the color of wigs they keep giving these actresses. To be like, we want her to look like, if at any point she reached into her own mouth, peeled back her flesh skin, and was an alien underneath, I'd be like, this actually is the most sensical plot point in this movie. Of course you're an alien. No human has ever looked like this.
And this is a movie with magic. So
yeah,
maybe that'll be the twist in G.I. Joe, not Origins. The Baroness has been an alien the entire time. She's some kind of Venom symbiote.
Gotta be.
Some kind of alien presence. I like it. I like that. You know what? I'm going to say we called it.
We called it.
We haven't seen the
next
G.I. Joe, but the Baroness is not human. That's how she can walk in the heel. Did you see the heels?
The heels
they had
are
her
absurd.
in?
Absurd.
The thinnest, highest heels I've ever seen. To the point of, like, if you were mad about the Jurassic Park heels, you should be furious about this.
Yes.
like absolutely unreasonable heels.
At one point, she was in those heels after the meeting with, like, the other clan or whatever, with the evil clan, and she was walking backwards across a wharf, and I was like, no, you are not. You are biffing it in seconds.
Going through those cracks so hard.
A wharf is already structurally unsound. Huge gaps between the wooden planks. You're walking backwards as to maintain eye contact with someone you don't trust. You are eating shit. You are going to fall so hard.
And I know the idea is, like, that's how good she is, but it's just absolutely unbelievable. Like, why would you give yourself an impediment in that way?
Yeah.
If you were like one of the world's best fighters or like a really good martial artist, why you'd be like, I'm gonna make it hard for me? You wouldn't.
You wouldn't do
You
that.
absolutely wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You'd have some kind of like super like high tech shoe where the heel just disappears when you have to fight. Actually, that would be dope.
That would kind of
I
be
would
cool.
love that. It's
Kind of like
how,
a Bloodsport's costume and Suicide Squad, but with heels.
Oh, I was gonna say in like Mission Impossible how that Natalie Ferguson just keeps taking her shoes off.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be like a
Rebecca
cool
Ferguson, I believe, yeah.
sorry, a cool high tech version where the heel just like collapses and it becomes a sneaker.
I could fuck with that.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
Somebody put this in a movie. I think this is great.
I
Every female spy needs this.
I think we need some of the nation's greatest minds to work together to figure out how Baroness could work as a costume.
We need
it
the
just
best
doesn't.
costume designers. Everyone out there get together. Some kind of united nation of costume designers.
Yeah. And
to try to
be
figure
like,
out.
how do we make this so that it doesn't look like a cosplay? And again, no disrespect to the people doing cosplay, but even if it's perfect, like I've been at a fan expo and I see someone in a perfect Baroness costume next to someone doing a perfect Sonic the Hedgehog cosplay. And I'm like, these two people exist in the same world. You've both done it perfectly. Congratulations to both of you making flawless costumes. You're amazing cosplayers. But both of you belong in the same universe. Neither of you are real or human. That is kind of the way my brain breaks it down.
Oh my god. Okay. Yes. So we agree. Baroness sucks. I think we should talk about the thing that we would have liked to have been spoiled. I think we were on the same page. It's weird if we weren't. But
think
I will
so.
say the fact that Snake Eyes is like a double agent for the Kenta clan.
Oh, I was going to say that this movie has just full-on magic.
Oh no, I was gonna say the double agent thing because I didn't know he was a double agent. It made absolute sense once they revealed it. But for about 20 minutes, I was like, man, Snake Eyes has no agency. He's just kind of being hauled along by Tommy.
Ah, okay.
So I was like, I really don't like that this isn't really about Snake Eyes. Like, he doesn't want to join this clan. He kind of just getting like pulled along by what Tommy wants to do. But then they revealed he was a double agent. I was like, oh, he does have tons of agency. He is the master of his own story. He is leading where he wants to go. So that was a twist I needed revealed.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I was along for the ride during that section, so that actually didn't bother me that much. Where I'm like, we're now going into like a big world. There's a lot going on, a lot of exposition to lay down. It didn't feel like that long of a time where he was the passenger. So I was okay with a lot of that.
I was enjoying all those parts, like him and Tommy's relationship developing. I really liked, and their fight scenes were good, and like seeing this world. But yeah, I didn't like that he didn't have goals or questions or obstacles in those points. And then when you find he's a double agent, you're like, oh well, of course he did whatever Tommy wanted. All right. No, wonderful.
Okay.
Great twist.
Okay.
The magic was the thing for you. Yeah, magic kind of comes out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere and wrecked me. Wrecked me.
You threw your popcorn on the ground.
Oh, like the two things that bother me most are the insistency that they introduce G.I. Joe and Cobra halfway through this movie, and halfway through this movie how they're just like, you know how there's magic, and no one, including Snake Eyes, who up until this point does not know magic is real, reacts to magic being real.
That's a great point about how he didn't know magic was real.
Literally no character reacts to the fact that magic is real. So like it comes out of nowhere with the scene with the blind master. And they're setting up like, this is the blind master. I'm like, okay, classic kung fu trope. You're going to have the blind master and it's going to teach him to, and that lesson with the blind master is going to be like, trust your senses. Or like, there's going to be something later where you drop a smoke bomb in a room and you have to fight blind by using your sense of hearing. Because they're talking about how this guy hears more. And then the blind master is just like, anyway, follow the magic orb into the Luke Skywalker forest where you're going to see images of your father that aren't real. And that's just it. Like the blind master is just like, by the way, magic's real. And Snake Eyes like, cool, tight. Got it.
Oh,
Magic's real.
That's
got
normal.
it.
No. Now, that one I forgave, but I'm with you because eventually it gets silly. That one I forgave because I was kind of like in denial at that point. I was like, okay, so they like secretly drugged him and he's just imagining all this. Like,
and that's another thing they do in some movies that I could have
like
got on board
Like you
with.
took a tea and it was like, this is your baggage tea. We're going to do some therapy. We're going to work out your problems.
It's a hallucination thing and you've got to fit. A spirit quest through hallucination is something I totally would have accepted.
And I was like, okay, they secretly drugged him. There wasn't actually anything magic going on. But then when they are full on like, here's an infinity stone and some snake snakes that can tell if you're pure of heart. I'm like, well, fuck off.
Yeah. Is it magic or not? Is it because some stuff they try to explain when they introduce the giant snakes, and I mean massive. They're like they're just big anacondas.
We've been they're like extinct, but we have a few, and they have to live in this cave.
And they also sense feelings and emotions. I'm like, okay, so are the snakes magic or not? Are the fucking snakes? Are the fucking snakes magic or not? Because for an hour and 20 minutes of this movie, magic didn't exist in this world. Then you were like, here's a Luke Skywalker tree. And then you were like, here's crazy snakes. But they're normal biological snakes. Also, they hear feelings, but they're not magic. Also, an Infinity Stone. You need to make up your fucking mind if this is a magical place or not. Because it's either magical, in which case, the second he shows up, this place is magical. Like the literal second he shows up, those snakes are patrolling the perimeter. And he's like, how do you have snakes patrolling the perimeter? And they have to be like, they sense the pure of heart and only the purest can come into our combat. You need to right away be like, this is a magic place. Magic is real. Or never fucking bring up magic.
No, these are great points. Or at the very least, we need Snake to have a bigger reaction because obviously everyone who lives here knows magic is real. They have a magic stone. They have magic anacondas. But Snake is taking it too much in stride. Like at this point, he's being a bad undercover agent. Because if you were just a guy who was like, Tommy's cool, maybe I want to work with him, you'd be like, why are there fucking giant snakes?
Yeah.
What is happening, Tommy? Why? What? I have to prove to a snake I'm a nice guy? This is the third test? Convince a snake I'm nice.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Oh.
Like how many people have these snakes eaten? Just like maybe they don't do shit.
Yeah. Well,
how do you prove that the snake can do this?
The lady did even say that she was like 80% fail. So 80% of people have been eaten by those snakes.
I think she said 80% fail the first test, which is just the water bowl test.
Oh, okay. So
which is
not
a very
the murder
safe,
test.
easy test.
Not the murder test. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, so it's pretty ridiculous. And then they really and like you said, you can almost forgive the snakes because snakes are a naturally occurring creature. Maybe you just got big ancient snakes.
Sure.
But then there's an Infinity Stone.
A
straight up Infinity Stone.
Full on, it is the Power Stone. It is an Infinity Stone.
It is wrecking shit. And then I almost, not to be too nice, I almost forgave when it could just wreck shit. Then it blocked bullets.
Force fields too. Yeah.
2 powers was too many for just like a stone from the sky.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a meteor that's cool, basically, is the impression I got. They weren't like it's like the heart of a dragon and a dragon gave it like I think it's just a meteor.
I think so, yeah.
But it can shoot fire and it blocks bullets.
I thought they called it like a tear from the sun or something like that.
They did.
Or yeah.
Call it a tear from
yeah,
the sun.
but it's got a bunch of powers.
It's got too many powers.
And again, Snake Eyes does not react to this.
I mean, he seemed a little surprised it actually did something, but that wasn't like the turning point for him to go back.
Right.
Like, it seemed like that should have been the point where he was like, oh, I got to go back and warn Tommy. That actually is magic.
So the stone being an Infinity Stone and Snake Eyes not reacting. And what really bothered me was that they didn't deliver on one of the premises, which I was really on board with, that they had set up in Act 1. So we both kind of talked about how we liked in the warehouse where it's like street guy, preppy guy.
Yeah.
And then in the like car full of swords, we've got like street guy, rich guy. They're having a back and forth. And then they're like on the plane. And then once they get to the facility for the first time, and we've not introduced magic yet, and Tommy says to Snake Eyes, he's like, I want you here to help modernize this organization. Because right now we're stuck in old ways. And you've been out there in the real world and on the streets, and you understand how the world works in a way, like Tommy kind of implying that his organization is very like isolated, like
and
they live in the
touch.
woods and at this facility, and they're maybe kind of like stuck in old ways. And I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be the funny part, is that this other organization, like this group is using swords in the forest and worships a stone that they think came from the sun. Or not worships, but like covets a stone from the sun, and they use swords in the woods. And this other group is in America, and they're exporting guns and Uzis and AKs back and forth to Japan. They're the modern. These people are old. And by the end of this movie, I'm like, this is the promise of the movie. These people will have to modernize, And Snake Eyes is going to have to appreciate their like old ways. They're going to have to meet in the middle where they're going to be like, learn how to use a sword. And at some point, Snake Eyes is going to have to be like, they have a gun. You know that they have gun, right? That guns shoot far. You have a sword. They have gun. Like at some point,
At the very least, get a cell phone.
yes. At some point, I was like, and maybe I thought that was going to be the humor of the movie. And the lead actor, Henry Golding, who plays Snake Eyes, I actually think does have a lot of charm and charisma and could be that like funny, likable leading man, but isn't written like that and does not have the room to improvise that. But he should be the guy who's like, get a cell phone. What do you mean a magic stone? Like he should be incredulous and kind of like he should be trying to help them.
I agree, and that is a wonderful picture making. I didn't feel that because magic was introduced so late, but now that you say it, it makes total sense. Yeah, this guy who's been living in LA and just not in part of this organization coming in should be overwhelmed with magic and should be teaching them how to live in the real world. Yeah, I think that's really fun. I think that's really great. Although, in my mind, I don't want any of the magic. But if you have to have the magic, then because I don't feel like G.I. Joe is an inherently magical franchise.
I agree.
I feel like the first two we saw had no magic.
No,
they were a very
zero.
technologically based thing. But if your clan has magic, cool. See, the magic to me, the problem very much was this felt like the plot of a samurai movie not set in today. Like the other clan has this incredibly powerful weapon.
Right.
But we also have like rocket launchers.
Right.
Like what? If you have, sir, Kenta, the bad guy, has a rocket launcher.
Right.
So you don't need a stone that shoots fire.
Yeah.
You have these weapons.
Yes.
This is the modern day.
Yeah.
So this really felt like an old school samurai story because where there's no equivalent.
Right.
Like the other clan would have no way of defending themselves against a weapon like this in the 1800s.
Yeah.
But we have tanks, we have guns.
Yeah, when Stone Guy's not looking, you could still shoot him. Like he has to actively use it to block bullets. Like it hasn't bonded with him. Like this is world with gun. Shoot him when he doesn't look.
Yeah, at the very end, I think there's like 7 good guys versus him, and it still takes them like 8 minutes to kill him. And I'm like, guys, he's one dude who has to see you to stab him in the back. I don't care about this honor thing.
Yeah, I think they do come up with a clever thing. I actually did really like the
cool.
rolling the cart full of explosives that he uses fire and then blows himself up a little.
His jerk reaction is to shoot it with fire. It's full of explosives. That was very funny, and I actually might have liked if that was how he died because it's very clever. So I will give you that. But in order to do that, they keep getting close to him and like waving fans in his face. I'm like, just stab him.
Just if you can get that close, just stab him a little.
Stab the dude.
He's a dude with a rock that makes him as powerful as a man with gun.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, unlimited bullets maybe is fun.
Right.
It doesn't seem to need to recharge or anything.
Yeah.
So I guess you can shoot forever.
It's something. There's some cool stuff going on.
But he doesn't say that that's why he wants it. Like it really feels like it should have to be like the Tesseract in Cap 1, like it's powering weapons.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah,
doing
something like that.
Like something grander. Like everyone's got a weapon that's powered by this thing or something.
Absolutely. And you got to establish it way sooner.
Like
Opening crawl. Like, like Captain...
how magic's real.
Well, yeah, like Captain America has to like open with like, it is the Tesseract and it is the source of unlimited power. And it's like, okay, all right, magic's real. Let's go. Like you have to open with the conceit that magic is real.
No, this movie opens with the conceit that safes are real, which I thought was actually kind of funny. I realized that opening line was like about like, does your house have a safe? Was just establishing it was a safe house, and his dad was like an undercover agent.
Sure.
But then when he gets to like Tommy's and he's like, oh yeah, we got a big safe.
Safe house.
The whole point of this movie is that we have a big safe with a stone in it.
We got the safe house.
We got the safe house safe.
We've got both going on.
But yeah, so definitely, I totally agree. Snake needed to teach them modern stuff. They needed to teach him magic because he doesn't even learn any magic or anything.
Nah.
He's just like, I have a sword now, which is old school.
Yeah.
But he didn't get any magic.
At one point when he's given the sword, and he immediately has that fight with Akiko. And she's like, your technique is good, but your problem is heart. I'm like, his technique shouldn't be good. He's never held a sword before.
He's a street fighter.
He's the Street Fighter guy. He's the scrappy dude. You should have to train him on this.
Also, she was very unclear about the rules of her fight because she was like, if you can hit me once, I'll tell you or I'll trust you, whatever. And he punches her and she's like, with a sword. I'm like, you did not say that.
Oh, she lost that fight 4 times and would not concede.
This is a fight and he hit you right off the bat.
Absolutely.
You can't be like a little bratty sister and be like, no, you didn't hit me with your sword.
No, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Mom, he punched me in the face, but it was a sword fight. Like, he got you.
He got you.
Roasted you.
You're roasted. Take it. You got to take the L. To go back to some positives, so I do like most of the actors in this. I will say, like Henry Golding, even though I did mention that, like, I wish his character had more humor. I think the problem is the writing there. I do think I got the sense even from a few lines that didn't have humor that he was delivering with charm and charisma, where I'm like, oh my God, if this character was written even 10% better, I think you could do some hot shit with this character.
I also got those vibes. I was like, you're not giving, like, despite being the main character, you're not being given a lot to work with, like, charm-wise, except maybe for your, like, a couple scenes with Tommy. But, like, I can feel you have more. Like, I can, like, see the cup of charm inside you, like, overflowing, even though, like, we're not drinking from it right now.
Yeah.
I could feel it was there. And I'm like, I definitely want you in, like, more movies. I'm glad you haven't, like, gotten to the part where you don't talk anymore. I don't know if they're ever going to do that. It seems like you couldn't do it in a movie where he's the lead.
No. And now that it is like an actor with personality and charm, and it's not just unnamed stuntman or named stuntman, but like, not glamorizing a stuntman, I think that that characteristic is gone, which I'm okay with.
I'm absolutely okay with. Yeah. I mean, in a group setting, it works when you don't know that he can talk and that he's charming and who he is. But like now that we know him, you kind of need him to talk the whole time in future movies if there are any. But yeah, I think I definitely could feel that he was like, I liked him the whole time. And I'm like, I feel like you could do more though. Like, I think you have the capability of being more charming, more funny, like funnier, more dynamic than this, but you didn't quite get there. But I believe in you.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any kind of a follow-up to this movie, but I believed in him enough that I'm like, if you did ever get to reprise this role, I feel like you are like a second pass away from really nailing it. And
like
also
a more comedic director.
Yeah, and also I think like a writer who sees your performance in this and is like, oh, I know what this guy can do now, and knows how to work around that. So I feel like he is a second pass away from nailing it.
I agree. I thought Andrew Koji as Tommy was phenomenal. He
Terrific.
was my favorite in this movie.
Absolutely.
I think like this felt for a lot of it like the Tommy movie. I thought he overshadowed Henry Golding as Snake Eyes, like with his like fight style and his performance. I thought he was incredible.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Like really sold this like, I believe you're my brother. I really believed in the betrayal. I believed in the trust. I believed in the badassery.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I was 100%. The intensity as well, like the intensity and like the true like honor and betrayal, and I bought every second of it, absolutely. Which is also why I'm like, if Snake Eyes was a little more playful, it would have really bounced off of it really well. And then a great supporting cast like Iko Uwais, who was from The Raid, and a great stunt performer. Peter Mensah, who was the blind master, who I don't believe has any kind of stunt or fight training, but is just a cool, imposing man who plays that very well. And Samara Weaving, I think, is really great as Scarlet. And if this was something that went somewhere, I would like to see more of in the future if this franchise spin-off origin, whatever the hell Hasbro is doing, played out in anything.
Yeah, I liked her as Scarlet as well. The ridiculous part was when her and Baroness are just like talking across a room in front of everyone about how they're gonna team up.
Yeah.
That scene was ridiculous. Like, they've both been captured. Kenta's betrayed Baroness, so she's, like, also captured now. But they're just, like, being, like, held at gunpoint. They're not tied up. And these two look at each other, and they are not standing next to each other.
No,
they're
across the room.
8 feet apart from each other, both surrounded by henchmen. And they just have an open conversation like, should we team up and break out? I'm like, what is happening? Why couldn't their blocking be like, they're next to each other?
Right.
What is this yelling across the room bullshit? And not in like a way that was purposely funny.
Yeah.
Not in a way that was like, hey, should we just break out? Like, yeah, let's break out.
Or there are also moments where you could easily play that for laughs, and I would fucking love it, because there are moments where I get the implication, I'm like, do only the lead actors speak English? Or like because only the lead characters speak English?
Yes, because they're in Japan.
They're in Japan, and there
Snake
is
Eyes
occasionally
doesn't
like
speak
subtitles
Japanese.
that like pop up on screen, and Snake Eyes doesn't speak Japanese, and like, you know, the other people who like run the clans seem to know English, but like background henchmen seem to speak Japanese.
Oh yeah, because the subtitles pop up.
So like I think that could be fucking funny as hell if like Scarlet in that room is like, anybody else here speak English? So Baroness, we're doing this, right? Like just that level. I think that could be fucking funny as hell. There are areas for humor there.
That scene easily could have been one of the top scenes in the movie if that had been played for laughs and not just like the blocking seems wrong and you guys seem like idiots.
Yeah.
This isn't done quite right, but yeah, that version of that scene is incredible.
And I also liked two really good fight scenes that I liked. I really liked the when they're raiding the gun warehouse. That alleyway set, the night when it was raining and like fighting on the rooftop next to the neon sign, it was such a small set. It's just an alleyway in the shape of a T with one little rooftop on the side of it, and like, but I knew the geography. I understood the door that the villains were coming out of, the one that Snake Eyes was sneaking into, the rooftop that the fight was going on. And when Snake Eyes like cuts down that power line or whatever it was that kind of falls over to the rooftop, that one shot of that falling over and cutting off the fight between like Tommy and the other clan leader, but also preventing Akiko from getting through the window over to them. But like the framing within a framing, everything was so clear and beautiful. And also I'm just a sucker for neon at night. That whole fight scene, I'm like, this looks gorgeous. I fucking adore this set. It's well choreographed. I really loved the shit out of that whole sequence. I was super into that.
That sequence was really good. Yeah, I really liked, like, that was the most probably, like, we're all, like, a dramatic little bitches sequence as well. Like, Kenta's up on the rooftop just in the rain watching the fight happen at first. And
the
I'm
rain
like,
just dripping
but
down him.
He's on the roof of a building he doesn't even own because he owns the building next door. So he's gone onto the roof of another building to be like, I'm going to watch the fight happen. Like, he didn't even climb on his own building when you think about the logic of what this is.
Yeah.
But it looks so cool. And you're absolutely right. I love a good clean geography. I actually really love, like, when one person is fighting multiple people. A tight alley is just perfect. It's so believable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get surrounded. They can't get past you. You're only fighting one or two at a time. So it does make sense that you could actually win this fight against, like, 10 dudes since they're so bottlenecked. So I do love an alley fight for, like, a big overpowering fight. And, like, the fight itself was really cool. Tommy pulled out his double swords again, and I think he's really great. His fight with Kenta was short, but it was really good. Yeah. And even like the little things, like this is kind of the only time we really see Snake playing double agent where he's like, he's beating up guys but purposely not killing them because he works for these guys, but they don't know he's a double agent except for the last guy who agrees not to shoot him. There's a lot happening, but it's not too much. Yeah. And so, yeah, really great sequence.
Yeah, on board for all of it. And I also really like the motorcycle chase as well.
Oh, the motorcycle chase was pretty fun. I got lost a little on like how many henchmen were on the car full of cars.
Got
and
a little mucky at a couple times.
It was still really fun.
Wasn't as good as the alley, but it was good and fun. Yeah. And I think also a weird this was the first time where I'm like, oh, we're all in on electric vehicles, huh? Because
Are they all electric vehicles?
They were all electric vehicles, because the other thing that really threw me off is that at this point, I think most of us, have been around electric vehicles, and we've seen and heard them in the wild, which is, and by hear them, I mean barely hear them. You know, they just make a soft whir. And I like electric vehicles. It's great for the environment. It's also a very practical decision as well. But I don't think I've seen really emphasizing an electric vehicle in a movie before, and it was so weird the first time Snake Eyes hops on that motorcycle, and it's like the close-up of the headlight, and he throws the visor down. It's like, I'm fucking Snake Eyes. And then the sound design of the movie just goes, vroom. And it's just that soft electric room, which is very real. That's the sound those make. And I don't like assholes who modify their mufflers or exhausts to make their cars or motorcycles not street legal to be like loud, because loud is cool. but it's just the first time I'd ever experienced it in a movie, and every ounce of my entire life of movie going said close up of a headlight, key in an ignition, visor goes down. I'm about to feel the subwoofers of this theater bounce and just like, oh, I feel refreshed by the sound that I just heard. It was so strange.
I love that. I love that you're refreshed by it. And hear me out from like a logical character point. As ninjas, they would love quiet vehicles.
Love electric vehicles.
They would be like, oh, no one can hear us approach in this car? Oh, it's a motorcycle that's fucking silent?
Yeah.
We're ninjas.
Yeah.
Yes, gimme. We support electric. Like, we live in the past, but we're going to live in the future if we're in the future. When we're in the future, we're really in the future.
Right?
We don't use old shitty cars with gasoline. We're like, give us that quiet electric shit.
Just a henchman outside of like an evil lair being like, what's that sound? Is that like
soft?
Is someone humming? And then just a man with a fucking sword on a motorcycle comes by and slices them in two.
Yeah, someone's like, oh, the power lines are making that sound again. It's a full car full of people. Oh my God.
Did someone fart in the distance? And then you just sliced by the silent electric motorcycle. It was refreshing and different.
Oh, how nice.
But
and I like that they're promoting electric cars.
Yeah.
Please buy electric if you can.
Yeah, first time I'd really noticed it in a movie. It was weird.
You are so delighted.
I'm delighted. I really thought it was going to be so loud. And it just made the softest little foof.
It would have been great if he was driving a motorcycle like with someone else who did have a loud one, and it was cooler that his was quiet.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of fun stuff
There's lots
that
of fun
you
stuff
can do
you
with
can
that.
do. I would like to talk about the tests briefly.
Sure, yes.
I don't have a lot to say about them, except I do think it's weird that there are 3 tests, and the first one is the bowl one, which basically the theme is, are you nice?
Okay.
Are you a nice person who will just ask for a bowl?
Yeah.
The second one is,
I didn't think of it as are you nice. I thought of it more as just a like reasoning skills to be like, it felt like a taskmaster task to be like, did you listen to the rules and understand ways to sneak around the conditions, which is just to barter and exchange. We didn't tell you have to fight. How good is your lateral thinking, lateral problem solving?
oh, maybe, because I think you had to also have like no ego. So it had to be like, please give me your bowl. But it's still like, I took it as like, are you nice? Test 2 is, do you have baggage, I guess?
Yeah.
Some therapy happens. I don't think you can fail test 2. And then test 3 is, again, are you nice, but now with anacondas?
Right.
And I just find it wild that none of the tests are, can you fight? There is literally not a single test of, are you a good fighter?
Okay, so there is, but there wasn't enough of it. So this is something that drove me wild. I was thinking about it for my what would you change, but I have other ideas for changes.
Okay.
Was when they first start training him. He shows up and Tommy has this whole speech of like, you're going to go through training and the worst part is going to be hearing you complain. And they have a montage of like him trying to learn how to scale a wall with other
short.
ninjas. And then it's like traps come off and a log rolls down and all the ninjas do forward flips over a rolling log and he gets hit and just falls over and is like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, we're now going to see the montage where it's going to be Kingsman and it's going to be a million other things that have done the like, or Men in Black, where it's going to be like, I'm the street smart dude who uses common sense, or it's the Captain America. I'm going to be the common sense guy. And it was right after the statement of premise to be like, we brought you in to modernize this. And I'm like, he's going to be the guy who Captain America pulls the pin on the flag rather than trying to climb up it like a ninja. Mm-hmm. And he's going to win these challenges by being common sense, street smart, and expending less energy than these other people. And we get these little montages, but no montage of improvement or continuing it or getting better.
No, it was just suddenly time for test 1, and he's still shitty at everything, as far as we know. Like, he was in last place the last we saw him.
Yeah.
In the fighting portion.
I can't tell how much time has passed while he's been there.
The in-shape fighting portion, he was in last place, and then it was time to do the bowl challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, you're absolutely right. He should have Will Smithed it in MIB. He should have Kingsmaned it. And then, like, be kind of cocky at the challenges. Like, oh, I've already kind of proven myself or something.
Yeah, but then he's not particularly good at the old school challenges, which is like humbleness and humility, or like these old world ones are the ones that really the easiest ones, which of asking for a bowl, are the ones that pose the biggest challenge because he grew up without a home as a wanderer, stealing everything that he needed to get. So like there could have been so much fun there to be like, yeah, he's practically smart and he does not understand these formalized tradition challenges that you've put forward.
Yeah, but instead I'm just like, for the most part, on Akihiko's side, I'm like, yeah, he did fail pretty much every challenge in a lot of ways. Like, he shouldn't be here. He's the worst fighter.
Yeah.
He didn't do good on the challenges. He technically passed. The snake tried to eat him.
Yep.
No good.
No good at all.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 3 challenges not about fighting, but I get what you're saying, that he did like train a little at some
A little,
point.
but there should have been more of it.
There should have been more of it. Yeah.
I only disagree with you because I saw a thing I wanted more of in this movie.
No, totally fair. More montage, less magic. Yeah. Could have shortened that down a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about Snake Eyes. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about Snake Eyes. Fun chat about the man with snakes for eyes.
That's the plot of the movie.
We all know.
That would be as magical as the other things that went on in this movie.
Oh, I guess the guy from Jungle Cruise could have been Snake Eyes.
There were Snake Eyes in that. There's a dude on Flash that has a snake for an eye. Remember that dude?
Yeah, that was his only power.
That was his thing. So there's that. There's Snake Eyes out.
He's a snake eye.
That's true. That's
He
true.
only has one
Hey,
snake.
read the sign. Snake Eye. We're allowed to have one.
Legally, not the same character.
Not Snake Eyes. Well, that's gonna be our general conversation for Snake Eyes. We're gonna go in for the final question of what would you change. I know we kind of goofed on a few throughout this one, but I have a couple slightly different ones. Oh, you got a different one as well?
Totally different. Haven't even brought it up.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ditto. So let's go in for the close where we ask the final question of what would you change. Before we do ask the final question, we want to remind you, as we do every week, if you've already done it, fast forward. If you haven't, hang around and listen to us. Just plead. Listen to us plead with you.
Leave your ears here. We have a brief request.
Please hit subscribe or follow, whatever word your podcast app uses. Then rate and review this podcast. It's free. Every podcast tells you to do it. I know that they do because I listen to other podcasts. I'm doing the research. I'm seeing what other people are doing. They're all saying the same thing. And it's not just something we all magically groupthink, mob mentality agree to. We're not wasting our own time doing this. There's a reason. It helps us move up the charts. It helps us get recommended to new listeners. And when new listeners find us, they check those reviews and they're more likely to actually hit download. So it helps us grow and expand. And it doesn't cost you anything to do. So do that for us. Rate, review, subscribe.
So just follow your heart over to that rate review button.
Yeah.
Hit 5 stars, say noise, or write something longer. It'd be nice.
Yeah, you can one word, more if you want to, but one word is fine. Take like 5 to 10 minutes out of your day and just do it for a few of your favorite podcasts that you do. Don't even just do it for us because it makes a difference for everyone. So like literally be like, I've got 5 minutes to kill. I am going to go on my podcast app, your Apple Podcasts or whatever, and I'm going to give a rating and review to a couple of my faves. It really makes a world of difference, and not just us, but all podcasters. We actually really appreciate it.
And for you, you'll feel really good about yourselves. You hear us bring this up all the time. You're going to feel so good after you do it.
You're
going to be
damn
like,
good.
I did a good deed today.
And it costs you nothing. Nothing. So do that. That helps us out. And as well, if you want some extra bonuses from us, then you can go check out our Patreon, which is a monthly subscription service where you can subscribe and get cool bonuses for doing it. If you head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/fromsuperheroes, you can subscribe at $1 a month or whatever you could afford. That number can go up. You know what numbers do. You can change or cancel at any given time. There's no obligation. And when you subscribe, at any given level, you get a bonus. You're guaranteed some kind of a bonus. At the $10 hero level, you get a bonus episode of this podcast every single month, and you get immediate access to the full back catalog. This month we did, or last month we did Jungle Cruise.
No, that
or
was
this
this
month?
month.
That's this month we did Jungle Cruise.
We did Jungle Cruise. Another man with snake eyes, as we said.
More Snake Eyes. Yeah, so...
if you need more snake eyes.
If you need more Snake Eyes. Also, Jungle Cruise is a lot of fucking fun. Check
It's
out Jungle
really,
Cruise.
really
We had a fun time on that episode. If you want to hear a Jungle Cruise episode, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. Heroes. And if you sign up to get the Jungle Cruise episode, you get immediate access to all of the back Patreon episodes.
Which also includes G.I. Joe 2 for some more Snake Eyes.
That was also a banger of an episode, too. That was fun as hell. That was a good-ass episode. Oh man, every episode pretty much based on a rock property is a good ass time.
Oh yeah, it was 2 rocks.
Yeah, G.I. Joe Retaliation and Jungle Cruise over on the Patreon and everything else. Lots of additional content that would cost you just as little as $10 for the bonus episodes. You can keep subscribing at that level and keep getting the future episodes, or cancel and change anytime. Head over, check it out. Patreon.com/FromSuperheroes. That is patreon.com/FromSuperheroes. And now, for the final question of what would you change? Diana, what would you change?
My big change. Here's my biggest change, and I haven't brought it up. I don't like that Snake Eyes, I don't really felt redeemed himself very much, or hadn't done enough to redeem himself. He really got everything he wanted and then decided to go help the other clan. He was handed the man who killed his dad. He was given the chance to kill him. He was given all the information about why he was killed. And only then did he decide to go back and fight with Tommy. And he never even apologized or explained himself on screen that we saw. It really irked me that he just kind of walked back in. And they were like, cool. I think he needs to, he did a sacrifice play with the snakes. They might have killed him, but that wasn't enough for me. I think he really needed to sacrifice something to help them. I think there shouldn't have been, the man at the docks who killed his dad. I think the information should have been on a drive. And I think there had to be a moment where he could either save Tommy or drop the drive into, water or a fire or something.
Ooh, okay.
He really had to give up the chance to find his dad's killer, because he has the line, and the blind master, can tell a lie. He says, the only thing I've wanted my entire life is to find the man who killed my dad. And the blind master's like, that's absolutely the truth. He's saying that right now. So this is one goal in all of his life. And I think he needs to be willing to drop that drive with that information to save Tommy, or to save the heart, or to save the clan, or to do something else. He needs to have given something up for me to have forgive him for this betrayal, because he really did get everything he wanted and then decided to help. So I think he needed to earn my love back, he needed to have lost more. And he can still keep looking for the guy who killed his dad afterwards, but he needed to have lost that information in that moment. And that's my biggest change. The rest of the movie I think was really fun. I know we goofed about how it's too much magic, but I can take that in stride. This is the part that relationships mean the most to me in movies, so this is the part that irked me the most.
Interesting.
So that's my biggest change.
I really like that change.
Thank you.
I really like that a lot. I would say, to piggyback off that, what I would say, no, my change isn't exactly that, but to kind of brainstorm with you on that one. It could easily be if Cobra just hadn't kidnapped the guy, if it was just okay, thanks. The guy you're looking for is at Dock 43 across town for the next 30 minutes doing a gun shipment.
Ooh, a limited time. Okay, yeah.
And then it's that's your window. And you either do that or the other thing. So I think that, just a limited time frame to be if they didn't have him fully tied up and gift wrapped, then it could just be we've got the information, just go here, and that's your shot.
Yes.
And he has to give up his shot.
Totally like that. Love that too. That works absolutely great. And then he has to choose to just follow Cobra in that moment, because in 30 minutes, the clan's going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
He's got no time. Okay. I love that. Love that. Thank you.
I love yours. That's terrific. I'm fully on board for that.
Excellent. What's your change?
I think my change is that, in all honesty, I think that this should be about, because we kind of jokingly said earlier how it is Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe origins, that they're sneaking G.I. Joe origins into this movie. I think Snake Eyes' dad should have been the original Joe and not just a dude.
Okay.
So I think that this easily could be about his dad, him and his dad are the founders of the G.I. Joe program. So I think rather than just dumping this bigger universe on him mid-movie, which makes him frankly kind of small and meek and part of some bigger shit that he does not understand or comprehend and isn't really that deep into. So halfway through the movie, they're you know about the world of magic? And he's like, no. And they're well, you know about the world about the G.I. Joe versus the Cobra program? And he's no, I don't. I don't know any of this. This isn't part of my movie. I don't understand why you're dropping all of this shit on me. I would really like it if it was like his dad, because he even says like I looked up, my dad's names weren't real. To be like, if it ended with a like, here's the file, like your dad's name was Joe, like he was killed because he was trying to start this program, and Snake Eyes now is the dude who's like, I'm gonna run the program, I'm the guy. I would like that. I want him to be like honoring his dad's memory with Joe, as opposed to just be like, oh, my dad had a job. Yeah, everyone's parents had a job. Like, why is that suddenly like make you cool now? I would like it to be like, I'm going to continue on the legacy.
Okay.
You're not on board with that?
I don't. Well, just like that's not what Snake Eyes does. Like he is just like a group man. He's not Duke. He's not the main character. He's not the founder of Joe's.
I get it, but this movie is such a like reimagining of him in the sense that like he talks now, for one.
That's a big part.
He's
much easier to be a leader.
Yeah, so like now he talks. He's not like a random white guy with Asian culture anymore, which is way more appropriate. And I think like there would be an interesting modernization to that as well, to be like, I'm the guy from everywhere and nowhere. I am a modern like Asian American man who represents something other than this like old style of thinking of what G.I. Joe or the G.I. Joe program is. Yeah, I think that there actually could have been like something poignant and something to be said there.
All right, you're winning me over a little bit. Yeah, okay. I mean, it doesn't seem all that different than him just joining the Joes, but I get what you're saying. Like, make it more integrated.
I think it gives him more agency to be like, you're the guy now, as opposed to like ending the movie where it began, which is you are a faceless man on an adventure you do not understand and are in over your head in. Like, I think that it ends kind of the same in that regard, to be like, you're just wandering around doing things other people tell you to do. I want him to like gain agency, and especially when like he's made his way into this organization by the end of it, where it's like he's got connections and power, and like Scarlet could have been just like a random mercenary to be like, do you want to, like, he has met people along the way where it's like, do you want to be a program? I'm a part of a program. I'm naming it after my dad, G.I. Joe.
All right. Yeah. All right. You're selling me on it a little bit more.
All right. I didn't fully get you. I thought it was good, but I'm not going to get you on all of them, you know?
You're not gonna land every shot you take, and I'm not gonna do a good on every sentence I make.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to live with that.
And I'd skip magic. I would skip magic.
I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious you were gonna skip the magic.
I would skip the magic.
Yeah. It can just be something else.
Yeah.
Money.
Even if it was just a gem, it could easily just be like a gem, and they're like, whoever holds the gem
is
leads
the leader
clan,
of the clan. Yeah.
which I think would be a very traditional story. And then I think the new school guy who doesn't understand the old ways, who is a wandering homeless American man, would be like, just don't let who holds it lead the clan. Like, just screaming at the other like soldiers to be like, why are you don't honor that.
Anyone, I could put a baby in it.
Yeah.
I can hand it to a baby.
So yeah, like I would just easily do that. To be like, it is a symbol, and this guy wants the symbol to run the clan, and the new school guy has to be like, just don't worship symbols.
I love that. Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
Yep.
That goes without saying. That's Snake Eyes.
That's Snake Eyes. Some controversy on our changes there.
I wasn't controversial about it.
No, okay, that's
I
fair.
don't think there's going to be like a section on my Wikipedia like controversial stances.
Someone added in there. There might be.
Not on my Wikipedia. Someone make me a Wikipedia, by the way. I don't have one.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week for Snake Eyes. We're going to be back next week. And next week, we are talking about The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, my goodness. Our last MCU movie.
I think so. I don't know if we ever did Iron Man 2.
I think we did.
Did we do Iron Man 2?
I think we did.
No, we did do Iron Man 2.
We
did we do 3?
I think we did all of them.
We think we did all of them. This might be the final MCU movie then that we haven't covered.
If we haven't, it's only one other Iron Man.
Okay.
But I'm very confident.
Interesting. Yeah, so we're doing The Incredible Hulk next week as a build up to Shang-Chi, which if you've seen the trailers, there's like a taste of Abomination in Shang-Chi. We'll see what that's about.
We're like, that's enough of a connection.
That's all we needed,
That's
baby.
all we need.
We're doing Incredible Hulk next week. So we'll be back next week to talk about the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. Until then, if you want to get a hold of us, you can reach me on Twitter at Ivimey, Ivimey.
You can reach me at Words of Diana.
And you can reach both of us at From Superheroes. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.